Sometimes people are really curious about different aspects of art therapy, so I'm going to explain a few things that you may need to know about before we have a session together. It doesn't matter what the art looks like. We're actually here to express, not to make masterpieces for an art gallery. And so when you're in a session, what I want you to do is just to let go of that whole concept that it needs to be perfect, it needs to look like something. Because what we need to do is explore the art for what it is. This is about expression, not about making masterpieces. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing. I want you just to go with your instinct. You know, if you need to use black, you need to use red. You don't always need to know what that's about. The beauty of art therapy is that we explore that and curiously look at it and try and work out if there's some meaning there for you. So it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing. Just go with your instinct, create the art, and then we'll work together to explore and find some meaning in it. Is that as an art therapist, I'm not sitting here totally analysing and interpreting what happens in your art. What we do is we work it out together. I will ask some questions to help you to get some meaning and understand what you've done in the art. I'm not sitting here knowing what is happening. It is really about us working together to explore what's happening in the art. You won't need to bring anything to your art therapy sessions unless there's something special that you want to bring along and that is part of the art. The one thing I will say though is to wear old clothes, because sometimes we do get the paint or clay out and it can get really messy and you may get things on you. But other than that, just bring yourself, maybe have a think about what you would like to explore, and then we can get into the session together and discover what meaning there is for you. It's really important that this is a safe place for you to explore and express whatever is happening for you. So anything that happens in this room together in the art therapy space will be confidential. It will stay between myself and you. I will be writing notes just so we can remember and track the session, and those notes are actually kept locked away in a filing cabinet so that nobody can see them. The only exception to this is if you are going to be hurt or I get a feeling that somebody else is going to be. I'm a mandated notifier, so I need to report things when people are not safe. And also, if there was a reason for the court to subpoena my notes, then I need to hand them over. But they are the two exceptions to when confidentiality will be broken. But the rest of the time, anything that happens between us stays between us, because it's important that you have that safe space to really explore what is happening for you. Your artwork is also something that has all of your expression on it. So what you can do is you may decide to take it with you. You may decide to destroy it or put it in the bin, but otherwise I can keep your art safe in your folder just so that it's put somewhere. So that will be kept with your notes and remains a confidential item, just like the rest of your notes and what you've said in a session. I will also email you an intake form. So it's just a form for you to fill out some details so I can get an idea of who you are and why you're coming to see me as an art therapist, but also to get your emergency contacts, because it's important that if you weren't able to drive home or needed me to get in contact with someone, then I have those details of a safe person that I can contact in case of an emergency. But also, part of the intake form is a little bit of a context for your life and what brings you here. But also, if you've got any allergies or medical conditions that I need to be aware of, because sometimes people are allergic to certain tapes or different things that we use in the art therapy space. So it's really good to have a context and to know about those things that we may need to avoid in your sessions. So, as far as paying for your sessions, some people pay up front for their packages. I can do invoices where you direct debit the money into my account. You of course can pay with cash, or if you prefer, we can do credit cards, but that does have a little bit of a surcharge on it. So please talk to me about the way you would prefer to pay, and we can invoice, you can pay in cash, or of course we can do credit card as well.